Hello guys, welcome back to the channel again with a camera today, and yeah, that makes the video all that better, of course. Um, I'm trying to do this daily summary where we look at some charts that I find very interesting, the Twitter recap we will put in, and then a daily scoreboard. Let's see if people like this, then I'll definitely do it every single day, more or less, if I can get the time to do it. And yeah, let's get straight into business here with the daily scoreboard. The futures are not closed yet. However, silver up 1%. Great day for silver. We actually got above some of the important stuff there. Breakout retest. So silver 1% up. Fine. In my view, we're going to challenge the 25 level. And if that breaks, the big 26. But definitely, I think we will need to get into 2024 before we break these, in my view. Gold here, I think we need to zoom in here on the 1 hourly. And I want to highlight that one right there. That is the big one, roughly 2050 when we get above. Hugely bullish, up 0.58% today. Not too bad. Gold to silver ratio coming down, silver outperforming. And yeah, beautiful stuff here again. You can see here, for some reason my lines are gone. I just did a video with Andy, so that might be the reasoning why. But anyways, silver outperforming, exactly where we want to be. Beautiful. The Dixie coming down 0.6%, big move. And it is my view that we need to hold this 101.7, give or take, that level. The dollar needs to hold that level, otherwise we will go into the double digits, in 2024. Oil here, not doing much, 0.7%, 0.3, excuse me, and we are just right at that downtrend line there. We are just sitting here trying to break out. If we don't, then we might have a move down here, but definitely nothing big here for oil. The GDX up 0.8, roughly 2%, and we're above the neckline. Still beautiful. We need to take out the breakout highs at roughly $32. Still 2.5% up, and I think, are we breaking out? But I want to do wick to wick here just to see if that's pretty damn close. Up, I mean, silver miners looks primed here. Maybe not this time, but it looks good. Up 2.5%. The uranium spot price up roughly 1%, $90 in my view, as we've been talking about. We have a major gap here at 100, and that is where we're going to go, and then we will see what happens. But that is my target, going from 2 digits to 3, up 1%. URNM, 4% day to day for URNM. That was needed, by the way. I'm not calling out of the woods yet, but that was a needed day. We were on the brink of some pretty short-term bearish views here, and that is exactly what we needed. And why did it happen, by the way? The URNM divided by the uranium spot price. Boom, 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 right there. And as I said, I think I mentioned on Twitter that this move down here, I said it right here, we are within a few percent, in my view, of the bottom in this ratio. And today we're getting some early signs still. We have a lot of hard work to do in early 2024, but definitely a needed day, and it bounced exactly where we needed it to bounce. Bitcoin up 0.2%, so a nothing burger day for Bitcoin, really. The US 10-year, again, the big downtrend is broken, up 1% today, however, but I think the long-term trend is down, and we're going to 2.5. That is the daily scoreboard. Do you want to have anything in here? Do we need to add in copper? It could be anything else. Let me know. I will see if it makes sense for me. And now into the Twitter stuff. Charts from today only. What I found interesting during the day, so you don't have to look through the Twitter feed. Again, the great March is here again showing. Again, I'm saying that why the Dixie needs to hold here. You have this trend line coming down, the support, and he's pointing to higher, the Dixie going higher. Definitely, that is a huge breakout, massive retest. So big moment in time here for the Dixie. The NASDAQ 1 hourly, this is my good friend Patrick here again, from the 7th of December, coming all the way up, and we had that yesterday, that late trading hours, huge collapse. I wouldn't say collapse, but again, today we are up. How much are we up today in the indexes? 1%. So we are definitely gaining some ground back up here. But that is huge breakdown on the very short time frame, the 1 hourly. So maybe we shouldn't panic, not just yet at least. North Star here, emerging markets are down roughly 80% versus the SPX over the last 13, 15 years, give or take. And we're definitely at the lower side of the wedge here again. In my view, the opportunities are in 2024 could be way better in the emerging markets. Also, if you look at the Brazilian, the EWC, as you know, we have been discussing here for a long time, breaking out big time here again, and it will do very well in my view for the next years. Again, emerging markets, falling bullish wedge, in my view, we are going to break out at some point in time. Will it be a huge spill and then pop? I don't know, but definitely I have my eyes on the Brazilians and so on a lot more compared to the US. Rashad here again, as we just looked at that long-term trend line right there at roughly 2050, the big one to get through. And then I think if we get above here again, this spike here will soon be behind us for gold. Patrick, again here, the silver versus SPX on the hourly chart. And definitely, you know, trend line break, and then we have a move down here. So we have this resistance right here, and we're breaking above it here. Again, it's the 1 hourly. Take it as you may, but definitely some churning here to the upside for silver against the bigger markets like the SPX. Blake here, Tesla, another rejection so far of the long-term trend line here. Again, what we've been talking about, that long-term trend line for Tesla. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times it has touched. And I think we definitely need to break here. Otherwise, we are probably in for a move down into that trend line that comes there. But again, the more you knock on a trend line like this, the easier it will get to break eventually. And Tesla hasn't done as well as NVIDIA, Microsoft, all the bigger names. So maybe this is a late bloomer here into this move. But definitely for now, it is a rejection, just as Blake says. By the way, he's insanely good at trading. So definitely follow Blake. I'm not disappointed. So this is a gold company again, huge. This is like 10 years long, inverted head and shoulders. Breakout here, and then just a bit of a scare here, but definitely this one is going higher as well for Blackbeard. I agree with him. Bar chart here, this is breaking. AMC Entertainment, AMC obliterated again as it falls to another all-time low. This was all the hype, you know, the big meme stock craze here, the squeeze that we had. Look at it here. I think, I don't know the numbers here, but it's, let's call it 10 to roughly 700 or whatever it is. It's just, or maybe 20, but it doesn't matter. Huge move. And now we are at 6 and there are still back holders. That's a shame, really. Head Shark here, my good friend Head Shark here. Battery metals, ETF, the BAT reports of the demise of battery metal sector may have been greatly exaggerated, bullish coil setting up here. So what he's pointing to, that we are now coiling here while we are trying to get above all these moving averages. Shorter term time frame, this is the weekly. So we have shorter term time frames, moving averages, but definitely we're trying to coil here and getting above for a move higher for the batteries, the metals and the batteries. Borac, I'm just going to show you not so much what's happening here. Also, we are breaking out for Solana here. I just want to show you again. I highly admire what his job and how he chart things. Just the simplicity and yet so well defined lines and trends. To me, it's I could watch stuff like this all day. I really highly recommend you following Borac. CVNA, squeeze and bound again, textbook, more or less textbook inverted head and shoulders in the Kavana stock here. And again, we are trying to break out here as we speak. Again, that measured move points to a lot higher prices. And if I remember correctly, Kavana is AI. Please correct me in the comments. I think it's AI. But definitely, I just want to show you a textbook, more or less textbook inverted head and shoulders right here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Dave, URNM. Again, what we looked at, URNM divided by U.UN, so the Sprott, Physical Uranium Trust, wherever we are at that lower trend line. It might not be as visible here, but definitely we are at that lower trend line in that ratio, just like against the metal itself. Head shock again here with K9 Gold. Will we see a breakout this week? He thinks that the volume will have the last say. So you can see here, very well-defined downtrend here. And we're peaking out here. So we need a big green bar here to confirm it, but definitely it's roughly now at 0.03, and there's a lot of room to run here really for this lithium small stock, I will say. J Hinster, URNJ, again bouncing here today as we speak, up 4 or 5%. So as I mentioned, bouncing exactly where we wanted it to bounce in order to not have some bigger trend lines getting broken to the downside. So good day for now. Hopefully we will get some follow through for tomorrow. Blackbeard again here. I bet you gold fills that hole up wick the next months, as we just looked at. When we get above 2050, that big spike we had 2-3 weeks ago on Monday morning, that will get taken out, just like Blackbeard is saying here. I completely agree with that one. That was the Twitter stuff. Now let's look at the charts that I found for today that I found interesting one way or the other, different sectors across the board. First off, we will start with a stock from yesterday, Energy Fuels, bouncing exactly, more or less exactly where we needed it to. We called it, I said that, roughly 9.4, that it was a buy. It spilled in the late hours into 4.3, again, more or less the same, and then we bounced today up roughly 10%. And now we have that trend line to take out. If we take out that trend line here at some point in time, which I think we will, Energy Fuels, in my view, is going places that shouldn't be underestimated. Again, the risk reward, as we talked about, at roughly, let's call it, we went in at 9.5. The stop should be, just around now, just maybe a tad above. So you are risking $0.50, but the move, I think this could be the early signs of a bigger move for Energy Fuels. So your risk reward it is so skewed to the positive side. Generation mining here again, this chart looks quite grim. That is a huge move down. However, I just want to show you that I think it's trying to put it in the bottom here. Maybe some thought of this. So if we can break that possible neckline, I think Generation mining is in for a move up. I think we have had huge capitulation here, and palladium and platinum also looked like it want to go higher in 2024, and this will definitely indicate that at least we have, in my view, if we break, we have a move up to 0.4, that lower trend line right there. So again, take it as you may, but definitely I think this is the best type of bottom that we have seen ever. The first time ever we're trying to bottom out here. SIL, the silver miners, looking at it, guys, we are close. Again, no cigar yet, but we are very, very, very close to a breakout for silver miners. This is LEU. I want to show you here. I want to zoom out just quickly. Long-term golden trend line, the highs, that one there, 2021. Where are we now? We are, if I can, for some reason, get this correctly set up here for you. So breakout, bull flag, or bull pennant, breaking out. And now we are on a smaller time frame. If you go to the 1 hourly, you can see here we are having a small bull flag here breaking out as well. LEU looks good, very good. Glencore here, again, I want to show you also a long-term chart, 10 years long. Long-term support here, the green one, between 400 and 420, massive supply and demand zone. And what's happening now? I think if we can get above, that's not a perfect draw, above that trend line there, excuse me if I haven't drawn it perfectly. I think there is a play to be in Glencore, again, holding that long-term support and should move higher again. But for now, you could also argue that it is a bear pennant, right? So definitely have that, wait for that confirmation, getting into, let's call it 487, 90, then I think you have confirmation on that one. Last but not least, fuel cell, long-term play here. You have this green support, very well defined at roughly $1, give or take. Huge falling wedge, and now we are bouncing off that $1 level. And I think if we can clear 1.75, and then that trend line there, then there should be some money to be made to the upside for a huge breakout in fuel cell. So that was the Twitter. That was the daily summary and the charting. Again, energy fuels bounced exactly where we wanted it to bounce here, up 10% today, give or take. And now we have that level at roughly 10.3, 10.5. Let's call it 10.5. That is our level to get through. And then I think actually energy fuels are going way higher. Again, even though we are not correct, the risk reward here is stunningly. You don't need this to be off to be correct many times in order to be profitable. So bounce exactly where we wanted it to do, and that is all I had for today, guys. As always, give me the comments below. Do you like this kind of new thing that I'm trying to set up here? If not, I will not do it. If I get some good replies, I will keep doing it. And yeah, it is what it is, guys. Guys, thank you for tuning back into the channel. Cheers. Bye.